Welcome to the Lagniappe, a little something extra for your health, your family, and your future. Hosted by Caroline Badon, wife, mama, fitness and wellness guru, fashion and iced coffee lover, and the marketing director and podcaster for the Fussell Group. This podcast is your go-to for real conversations, expert insight, and the heart behind the Fussell Group's mission. Because life's not just about getting by, it's about showing up with purpose and serving the community with what matters. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the Lagniappe Podcast, where we spotlight the people, the places, and the purpose-driven work making our community a better place to be. Today's episode is all about children, creativity, and the future of learning right here on the North Shore and what you're doing at the Children's Museum. So I am so excited to welcome Joey Roberts, the new Executive Director of the Children's Museum of St. Tammany. Joey brings a deep background to this museum, to the education, the nonprofit leadership, the community service, and it's a serious let go energy that you have that I think let's go energy that you have that makes everyone like so excited and communicate with you so well, and they know that when you're put in a position, you're going to succeed there.
Well, I don't, no pressure, the succeed part, but you talk about the put yourself out there and the let's go attitude. Ralph Waldo Emerson said, enthusiasm, nothing great was ever accomplished without enthusiasm. And I've always believed that you'll never get to where you want to get to with a woe is me attitude.
Exactly.
So it has to be that mentality of, man, let's go, let's get it done, and let's have some fun with it. And the more fun and entertaining you make it, the more the fall further you can get. So I'm a firm believer in let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah,
yep.
Absolutely.
All right. So I know we've been chatting all morning and we've, been talking for the past hour.
Yes,
and
I decided to input myself into this.
Yeah, she wasn't even supposed to be on this podcast,
Yeah.
but there was a click there. So we'll bring her in. I know we said we're going to start with a little bit of structure, so I'm going to ask you a few questions. You answer them, and then we're just going to kind of let it go, and we're going to flow into the conversation.
Let's go.
And let it just be a natural
Let
podcast.
it G-O or let it G-A-U-X?
G-A-U-X.
G-E-A-U-X.
Yeah, G-A-U-X. Yeah.
Yep. All right, so you officially stepped into this role in December.
Yes.
And from the outside, it feels like a really exciting moment for the museum. I know it was the news had it posted. I read all the articles and all the things. What initially drew you to the Children's Museum of St. Tammany?
So it starts, I guess, a little further. Every time you go to tell the story and it's a little further back, then you realize it's just part of my story. There's really no intentionality in this is where I want to be. I made a statement the other day talking to the St. Tammany leadership people, and I said leadership isn't about being where you're comfortable, it's about being where you're needed. And I was a teacher first. That teacher scenario turned into a YMCA scenario. That YMCA scenario is now turned into children in the Children's Museum. And so I think this will probably be where I end my career, 10 to 15 years. But that's kind of the goal I've set to. This is where I want to be, and this is the difference I want to make in this community. So, it comes from an education background, comes from wanting to see people do more and give more, and the opportunity to be able to be, I think the catalyst for that is important to me. Does it mean I want my name on anything? Doesn't mean it's got to be about me. It is a little awkward seeing yourself in a paper and being on the news and things, but the truth is, if you're not out there putting yourself in the forefront of this is where I want people to be, this is the lead by example moment, then I'm selling myself short, but I'm also selling everybody else short as well. So I don't want to do that. So yeah, thank you for having me here to even talk about Children's Museum, because it's all a part of the process.
We've been, this has been playing for a few weeks now, and we've been so excited to get you in here and talk about it.
No pressure. What y'all didn't know?
So I love that this wasn't necessarily something you were searching for. Like you said, you were at the YMCA.
Yep.
I know you've been there for a long time. How many years?
Yeah.
11 years.
Yeah. And so, it was good. Not to cut you off, but everything was good at the Y. The Y is a wonderful place. It's got wonderful staff, but at some point there's a comfort zone that you end up in. You go, we're just cruising along. And when you see that and you feel it, you go, okay, I need to figure out what's next. I have staff that's ready to move up. The YMCA is in a perfect position to be whatever it's going to be next, and it's got the staff there to get them there. So it became a soul-searching moment for me.
Yeah.
And a couple of other things fall into place. Christy Myers, who was the executive director of the Children's Museum prior, she ends up moving out of town. Her husband gets a job. It all kind of came together in a sense of maybe this is the moment. Yeah. And so I never once said, I'm going to be the director of the Children's Museum one day. But when the opportunity presented itself, you realize there is a difference I can make. And again, leadership's about going where you're needed, and hopefully I'm a difference maker for 'em.
Yeah, I love it. So when you first started talking with Christy and the hiring committee at the Children's Museum, what potential did you immediately see in the museum that you were like, that let's go attitude was like, okay, this is it?
So, the name Children's Museum, it's not the potential of the museum, it's the potential of the children.
Yes.
And that is kind of the goal in saying, if you can get kids to start seeing what the next step is and the next step is and have that enthusiasm and let's go mentality, you start seeing potential way more than they probably see the potential. Of course, we all look at children as what potential lies within them. Michelangelo had a great way of saying it's the carvings that you see inside the marble isn't something he made, it's something that he released. It's already in you.
Mm-hmm.
Every kid has what they're going to be in them already. How do you get them to understand? They just have to release it.
Right.
And you give them the courage and the knowledge and the inspiration to be that person, you're going to get that person. And so I am excited about all those moments of people just bringing their children in to explore and inspire and educate, and all the opportunities we'll have inside the museum.
So like you said, you chose this job not because of the potential of the museum, but because of the potential of the
Right.
kids.
Right.
So from education to coaching, which has been in your past, to your leadership at the YMCA, how has those experiences shaped how you view this new role?
Oof, man, that's a 2-hour question right
Yeah.
there.
Give it to us.
Yeah, so the education side, again, we just spoke about transactional, transformational. You need the transactional side of things. You need kids to be to want to learn and to want to be educated. I learn every day. I'm 50 years old, and there's still stuff I want to do and I want to learn. I am not settled into anything. I think my new kick right now is I want to learn sign language. Just because I just want to be able to communicate with the
Well,
deaf.
we've got the perfect person to teach you, Miss Sheila at the front.
Oh, very good.
There you
Really,
go.
really,
Yes.
really.
Both of her parents were deaf her entire life.
Yes.
See, I have a weak spot for the
Her
Yes.
entire life.
Yes.
So it's that the educational side of just learning in general is so important. And I think we have scaled things to get through your 12 years and you've got your diploma, and then you go to college and you get this graduate, and then what? And I'm not a fan of that. I'm a fan of just constantly grow yourself and grow yourself. And again, the conversation we had earlier, at some point you reach a moment where you go, okay, it's less about me now and it's about helping others. And now I've taken everything that I've done in my past, and you go, how can I apply that to maybe turn somebody in the direction they need to be turned in and inspire them to do whatever they want to do.
Mhm.
So that's kind of my goal in life, is to make sure when I leave the room a little bit better than I found it. That's really the ultimate goal I think we should probably all have.
Yeah. I in our conversations earlier, we were talking. I think I'm in the same boat right now. I'm in the mindset of, okay, here's what I've done. And, we were talking about rock bottom,
Yep.
hitting rock bottom, and how you can hit rock bottom when you're at your lowest, but you can also hit rock bottom when you're at your highest.
Absolutely.
And I think everybody needs to hit rock bottom at some point,
Yep.
because that's when you start really transforming.
Yep.
You go from being transactional to transforming and becoming the person that you're meant to be.
Right. The entire conversation of rock bottom started. I went to New York and was visiting World Trade Center 1, and we were going on this elevator ride just to go see the
Mhm.
floor up that the observation deck. And you have to walk underground to get to the elevators there. And so we're walking underground, and I'm that guy that's going to ask the questions. And I said, so why are we going down? He said, well, New York is the ground's so soft, you have to get to the rocks, the bedrock, in order to build a building this size. In my brain, I heard rock bottom is the perfect place to have a building this great.
Yes.
You have to be at rock bottom to understand the foundation set for you to grow.
Yes.
And I am so a proponent of, it's okay when you have those moments, because all it's doing is set you up for success, not failure.
100%.
And so I love that sentiment. But then you mentioned success, and you go, it's the same thing. When you get so successful to the point where you're on top is a lonely place to be.
It is
Yeah.
very
So
lonely.
it's soul searching as well. And so wherever you're at in life, whether it's I'm going to get to here or I feel like I'm falling to here, you're going to put yourself in a position to say, what's next in my life and how do I get to where I want to be? Just always have that mentality. And it's going to make you a better person no matter what.
Yeah,
It is.
I agree.
It is. So I want to talk a little bit about how earlier we were saying you're wanting to do things kind of after hours at the museum eventually, art, music, things like that, extracurricular things for kids that maybe aren't into sports.
Yep.
So touch a little bit on that and how that's going to, bring out the personality of those that maybe, don't fall into the sports thing or whatever the other things may be available.
So art's always the easy one, right? Because I've been an artist for a while, and I still don't even consider myself an artist. I like to draw. It's just a lot of practice. I always talk to kids, the more time you spend on doing something, the better you're going to get at it. Basketball was the same way. But yeah, so you get to these moments of the museum is 10 to 2 o'clock right now, which was odd to me. So we're going to extend the hours already to about 5:30. And that'll come probably second quarter. But you still have that time where kids are out of school, parents, they're in the house, and they're like, what are we going to do with our child? And you go, let's give them opportunity to come explore. And that could be in an art, that could be in music, that could be in dance, could be in creative writing, could be in acting and improv. All these little facets of getting a kid to get outside of their norm. And man, like you start seeing some stuff that come to life and you go, you never know what those little moments are going to turn into for this child 10 years from now, 20 years from now.
And someone to believe in them.
Oh my God. So don't even get me started on that conversation.
We had that earlier.
The reason I ended up in education, right? I'm 23 years old. I'm working at a coffee shop and a shoe store, and we just had a baby, and life is tough. We're in that moment. But I know how to talk to people. I know how to make coffee, and I'm going to make friendly conversations as people come through. So I always called it, I was a bartender for sober people.
Yeah.
So as people would come through, you get that quick conversation, they leave. And this lady comes in and she said, you would be the perfect person to work with special needs kids. And I said, you think so? And she's like, I'm telling you, you would. And she had a special needs child. And she said, I will write you the check to go get your para certification if you promise to go work in the school system with kids. And I went home, talked to my wife, and I said, is this something you do? So sure enough, it was $180 for the certification. It was like a 2-week course. I went and got my para certification, and I ended up at Covington High School, and it changed everything. And I often think about what are those little moments that redirect your life. That lady coming in and going, I see something in you that I want to invest in you. And I just, all the thing I'm asking you to do is invest it in other people. It changes everything. And you go put that into the perspective of anybody you talk to. You believe in someone, you change everything about their future and your future and somebody else's future. Why not do that all the time?
Because not only did she impact you and the life that you created, but she impacted all the other kids that she put you in front of.
Yes, I loved working in that way.
Where is this lady? Do you know?
So oh man, it's so bad to say this. I do not remember her name. I remember she was a customer. I remember her face. I remember everything about her as far as the conversations. But you never know that was the moment that
changed your life.
It's going to change everything. And it really is. It's amazing in that you can be that for somebody. I've had the same scenario happen. I walked past someone on the street with their child. The kid was probably 14, 15 years old. And the mom runs me down. Kid has stayed back. And she said, are you Joey? And I said, I am. And she said, he's got something to tell you. And the kid's like, I don't want to talk to anybody, like shell-shocked. And she said, he heard you speak at a PA camp. And he came home and said nothing but everything that you said, and now it's changed everything about him. She's like, from everything he does in school and how he approaches his grades, and that is probably the biggest compliment you can give anybody who speaks.
Absolutely.
Is you don't want to say words for your life, you want the words to change things. And
Absolutely.
To know that that's a thing, that's the goal. I just want to be able to have those opportunities to inspire and change a life is really all it comes down to.
You do know that you have been given an amazing gift.
Well,
that God has blessed you with an incredible gift, Joey, and you are using it to the fullest capacity, and that speaks volumes. And He is going to continue to use you in so many ways.
I hope. It's hard, and I'll get emotional saying these things, but you have to be willing to put yourself out there. And that comes with being the fool and being the critic. Like it comes with a lot. It comes with
being comfortable, being uncomfortable.
Right. And it comes with the weight that you carry all the time. And so it's hard to get it's hard to be that person without feeling like it's selfish. And if you know me well enough, you know it's not about me, but it has to be a voice from somewhere. And if it's not me, then who? And that was kind of the goal. The city council scenario, people are like, how'd you get into politics? And I never once, I hate politics. But the truth is, I like helping people. And if you're doing politics for the right reason, the goal is to help people.
Right.
And so when I was asked the question, why did you put your name into this? It wasn't because I can be this and I can do this and I can change this. It was because if I don't do it, then who's going to do it? And it comes down to a vote. So my name's there. And if somebody beats me, I am high-fiving that person and saying, I'll help you in any way I can, but good luck. And if I win, then I'm going to do everything I can to make sure I do it the right way. And that's the mentality of everything I do in life. And so I didn't get in politics to be a politician. I got in politics to answer the phone and know I'm trying to help.
Yeah.
I think I had hair when I started the politics thing.
Well, we talked about the hair loss is
yes.
kids,
Yes.
life.
Comes with a lot.
It comes with a lot.
But I had
gray. I got the gray.
Yeah.
You know,
it is gray. I promise you. If I grew it out, you will notice how old I am. But in one of the speeches I heard somebody speak is you have to be, in order to be where you want to be, you have to be willing to play the fool. And I never really understood what he meant by that. But then I understood you have to be willing to step out of the norm, and people are going to criticize the unnormal, no matter what it is. And I have learned, especially in today's world, there's always going to be critics. Yep. They're everywhere. And so no matter what I do, good or bad, I'm going to get told whether I did it right or wrong. I might as well just ignore it all and just do what I'm going to do.
I love that you say that, because people are going to criticize you, good, bad, or indifferent.
No matter what.
It's just, it's human nature, right? And it's all about having to learn to be comfortable in who you are and what your purpose is, and comfortable in what your purpose is, and doing your very best to copy Mel Robbins and say, let them. Let them.
Yeah, you have.
Because at the end of the day, if you're comfortable in who you are and you believe in what you're doing, those are lessons at 55 I've been learning over the last 18 months of just learning how to go, I'm not going to be for everybody. I'm not going to, everything I do isn't going to make everybody happy. But at the end of the day, if I can put my head down at night and know that I've done the right thing,
Right.
or what I feel is the right thing.
Yeah.
And I have served my higher purpose to the best of my ability.
My intention is never to create harm or chaos or anything. I heard a guy say, it's a great perspective of life, and I hope I don't get this wrong. He said, when you're driving your car, the people that's going slower to you are idiots, and the people that's going faster than you are maniacs. He said, but then you realize you're passing and slowing down as well. So it's all this.
So you're the idiot and the maniac too.
All the time. And you never realize that, you get so focused on what you can say about the other people that you never look internally and say, I'm passing up people, and that person now thinks I'm a maniac, or somebody's just passed me and somebody thinks I'm an idiot because I'm driving too slow.
That's brilliant.
We are all in that car moving at a speed that we're comfortable at.
Yeah.
Well, and it's funny that you say that, because this morning I was backing out of the daycare.
Did you get a wreck?
No. You would know. After dropping Reese off, and I'm backing out, and I have a backup camera, and the security all the way around. It tells you if anybody is within an inch of your car.
Absolutely.
So I'm backing out very, very slowly, and it's backing out onto a 2-lane road that's connected to a circle, very immediately. So you just back out real slow, because you never know when someone's coming around that circle. Well, this lady comes around the circle and on the horn. Well, what came out of my mouth wasn't nice. But then I sat there and I was like, if that was me coming around that circle, I would have done the same thing.
Yeah.
So why don't I shift my perspective, and instead of being rude and mad that she honks at me, think that I would have done the same thing to make sure they didn't hit me.
Yeah, it is a perspective shift.
Yes.
The word perspective is everything.
And being able to catch yourself in that moment is such a it's such a shift.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is personal growth, really, is what it is. The easiest way to say it is everything is a perspective shift. And I talk about it all the time of what's accepted and not accepted, and who's good and who's bad, and all these terms become relative terms to where you are as a person.
Right.
Are you ugly? Are you pretty? Are you smart? Are you dumb? All those terms are only a reflection of where are you in terms of asking those things?
Mhm.
Right.
And so if you're going to ask those questions, you need to know where you're at first.
And how comfortable and confident are you you
Right.
with yourself?
Right. And I get the privilege of speaking at PA camps and positive attitudes. And so I get to go talk to these kids about, before you judge other people, I don't want to say judge yourself, but just know that there's going to be differences no matter what. It's what makes us who we are.
Mhm.
So acceptance really becomes a part of what your life should be. It doesn't mean you have to accept them, hang around them. But it doesn't mean you have to criticize. And
Right.
so, man, look, I hate to quote Ted Lasso, what he said, be curious, not judgmental.
Mm-hmm.
Just be curious and learn everything you can learn about what you want to learn about. And then make a decision.
Well, that leads me into one of the questions that I really wanted to ask you, because I think that it flowed perfectly into it. So I'm going to throw it now and then you can comment in. But I loved your perspective. I don't know where I read it or where I heard it, but that pencils have erasers for a reason.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because mistakes are part of learning.
Yes.
Touch on that. We're touching on
I
how
love that.
Yes. So
I mean, it just fits
so
right
being
in.
an art guy, and I relate life to art a lot. And so yeah, you start talking about what is a child and what are they going to be. And so the whole goal, if you want to relate it into art terms, the whole goal is to create a masterpiece. You're right. Every parent wants their child to be a masterpiece. But what is a masterpiece? And again, that's a perspective shift.
Mhm.
Do you even like that kind of art? But the truth is, from day one, when you're holding a child in your hand, they are a blank canvas. And there is going to be pencil strokes and paint strokes and erases and mistakes and all these things you're going to put into a child. That's not going to ruin that kid. It's going to give them an opportunity to just completely grow into this picture of what is a masterpiece for them.
Mhm.
And I talk about failing forward all the time. Like, failure is such an important part of the success process. And so if you're not failing at something, you're not trying hard enough to do what you want to do.
Not taking interests.
Right. And it's a very safe place to be. And there's nothing wrong with safety. We all want to feel safe and secure. It's kind of a natural thing for all of us. But at what point do you get outside of that comfort zone and get to growth? And it's funny, I do this as spheres, and you can look it up, a growth chart. There's a comfort zone circle, and then there's two blank circles, and then there's growth and potential. And it is endless. It's not even a circle anymore. It's just endless. What are the two zones that fall in between comfort zone and full potential? And the two zones are failure and learning. That's the two things that, think about it as riding a bike. If you're riding a bike when you're a kid and I just handed a kid a bike, they're so scared they're going to fall. There's a fear. And then they start learning. And by the time they learn to ride that bike, the fear goes away, the learning goes away. And for the rest of your life, you know how to ride a bike.
Mhm.
It's everything in the world relates to that. I just said I want to learn sign language. I have no clue but I know I don't have a fear of learning it, but I know that I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, I can give you
a learning curve.
Look, let me start you with your first three, because I have a 20-month-old.
There you go.
This is more.
Yes, I know more.
This
I'm
is
good.
all done.
Yes,
And this is please.
please. What and thank you is
Thank you.
Yes. See, I'm getting there.
Yep. Well,
It's
look,
4 words.
leave
No.
it with 4 words.
I was going to say, I don't use the word failure.
Yeah.
I use the word lessons.
Yeah.
Everything is a lesson. Everything is a lesson. I know that there's a lesson
Yeah.
in the word failure, right? But for me, I just like I like to use the word lessons because that's what it is.
Yeah.
Life is lessons.
Right.
And you're going to make mistakes. You're going to fail. But if you look at it as a lesson to get you to the next step,
It's all steps.
it's all steps.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All steps. And you know what? You're not going to grow unless you're willing to take the next step.
You're willing to fail.
If you're willing to
You
fail,
have to-
if
and
you're
it's
willing
crazy.
to learn the lessons.
Go tell a parent, I want your child to fail. And you're like, what? And you realize, I'm going to teach this child what adversity looks like and how to pick yourself back up and how to not hold that weight over your head of, I just messed up. You didn't mess up. You just taught yourself what not to do.
Mhm.
And now you're going to learn from that.
Yeah.
And you're going to and you may do it 5 times in a row. I don't care. Let's just get to the point where part of this is part of the process of getting to here. And I'm willing to get to here, even if it's through adversity.
We were talking earlier, and I think that's the hardest thing for parents,
Mm.
especially moms to swallow is letting your child make the mistakes, letting your child fail so they do become stronger.
Yeah.
They do have a stronger personality, not stronger personality, a stronger mentality, character. Yeah. And it's so hard. And as a mom, and I'm sure you will do this as well as a mom, we want to fix it. We want to go, I know, let me fix that for you.
That person.
You know,
I'm already there.
Yeah. And
daycare drop off.
Yeah.
I don't want to bring him.
And then I look at my husband, who my husband looks at me and says, would you stop? Let them
do it.
Let them do it. They'll figure it out. Let them do it. And that's that dad mentality, right? Which that's why dads are so important.
On it.
That's why you got to have both.
That's why you got to have both, right? But, you know, we just, as the parent, you don't want to see this precious gift of yours hurt, but sometimes they have to go through it.
Put it in the simplest form. Your child starts sitting up, they start crawling, and then they get to start furniture walking. And at some point, as a parent, we all done this, you let them grab your hands and you watch them take the steps. And you go, it's such an amazing moment for you. But you know, as a parent, at some point in life, you have to remove your hands. And that child has to walk. That is on a scale of everything that'll happen in a kid's life. And I'll get emotional saying that. Like, it's hard because a parent wants everything, but the truth is, you have to let them do it. That kid's going to fall down. And the biggest thing you can teach a child is not to never fall down. It's to, when I'm not hearing you fall down, you're going to be okay. And you're going to be able to pick yourself up by yourself. And you're going to be able to walk all over again. And so those moments are instrumental in shaping a child. And so when I say I'm going to teach you how to draw, and you're not going to draw perfect pictures when I hand you a pencil, you're going to mess some stuff up. I love it. I was watching an art show the other day, and a guy said, everybody's trying to be very perfect and precise. And you know, as artists, you're trying to be because you have these years of skills. And this one guy is all over the page just doing stuff. And the guy comes up, he's like, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm trying to create chaos so I can see what I need to fix. Because he understands his brain is wired to fix things. And so he does all this stuff. And by the end of this show, he has taken all this scribbleness and turned it into what is beautiful. And I'm like, I'm so metaphoric. I'm like, that is such life right there. There's so much life in what he just did. So I hope people give their children the opportunity to make the mistakes and sit with them and say, you didn't just mess up and move backwards. You just taught yourself what to do when you go forward.
Right.
Let them do it. And it's so, look, I don't walk around trying to make things wrong so you can make things right. You just got to know it's just part of the process.
Right.
None of us are
Taking
perfect.
risks.
Yep.
I'm only 28, so I think that day to day, I have a very full plate, but I enjoy the full plate and I enjoy taking the risks. And a lot of my friends are like, why don't you slow down? Like, you're doing too much. But the fun part is when you take the risk, the worst thing that can happen is you go back to where you were before. So
that's the amazing part. So I talk about all the time is there's no, the risk side of things isn't like you're putting yourselves 1,000 times back. You understand where you're stepping to. And if you don't make that step correctly, you're still on the same step you left from. So for the most part, it's okay to try.
Right.
And that, man, I talk about it all the time. I have this thing. Covington and I invited me to be a speaker last week, 2 weeks ago. And so I have these 5 T's that I work on. And I have a little production I do with it, but the T's are very simple. The first T is to try, because if you don't ever try, you're going to be where you are for the rest of your life. So you have to try something.
Right.
Once you try, the next T is to find a team. If I've done everything I can to get to where I need to be and I'm stuck, put somebody around you I want you to be successful. But find who your team is. You have a team here. You know that. So once you're trying and you have a team, you're going to get to where you want to get to. But life's really not that easy. So the third T is tough. And we talk about not just like you got to be tough, but you have to be mentally tough. You got to know that adversity is going to happen. You're going to have failure in your life. If you know that that's part of the process, you're more willing to accept it and learn from it than you are to avoid it and run away from it. So if you're trying and you're part of a team and you know that tough is going to happen, the fourth T is to trust that you're moving forward for the right reasons. And you trust everything from the little voice in your head to your faith, to your counselors, to whoever you feel like you should trust. try, team, be tough, and have trust. And that fifth T, what brings it all together is just to be thankful that you've had that journey in the first place. Because at the end of the day, you know that you're a person that's willing to make the effort. You know that you have people around you that care. You know that you're going to fail forward. You know that you're doing it for the right reason. And you're going to be grateful that you had that opportunity to do it in the first place.
Absolutely. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's true. All right. So I know you have places to be, and I get that. I think we're going to have a part 2 because this is so good.
I talk a lot. I'm sorry.
Joey Roberts, part 2. Don't be sorry. This is amazing. So I wanted to follow up with a few more questions about the Children's Museum. Looking ahead, what excites you the most about the future of the Children's Museum of St. Tammany?
Again, museum and children, you look at both of them. Children, you know that children are going to grow and they're going to aspire to do something. The museum has that same potential. So when you look at this as a I don't say business perspective, you see the potential that's within that museum to grow into what it can be for St. Tammany Parish. I am super excited about that. I know it's going to happen. It's how do you develop all those things and people that want to nurture what you would nurture in a child into this museum so that everybody can be successful and learn and explore and inspire.
And what an exciting time to do this and to be in the position that you're in, because St. Tammany is booming right now.
Yes.
Booming.
Yes.
Everyone, all the small businesses represent each other. They help each other. They support each other. Everyone wants to be a part of everything. The community that is growing in St. Tammany is something that everyone wants to be part of. And you're in such a good spot to keep that going, but start it at a young age.
I do. It's funny because I started in high schools, went to junior high, then the Y brought on probably the 8 to 10-year-old group. And now I'm at a point where it's really the foundational purpose of not just children, but parenthood, how to help parents kind of nurture that journey together.
Right.
And so yeah, it's funny being a city councilman, I never get the phone call. It's like, hey, you're doing a good job. It's always a complaint, right? But the reality is, I address the complaints. We do everything we're supposed to do to make sure that we're addressing any issues. But perspective wise, we live in such a good community.
We do.
Oh my goodness. Like
amazing.
If you just take the trips and go travel and see the places, and then you come back home and you realize what home truly is. St. Tammany is home. Like, it's not a house. It is truly a home for people. So we are so blessed to be where we are.
I agree. And I've never been a Mardi Gras person because my parents aren't big Mardi Gras people. We always went on vacation during Mardi Gras. But this year I rode an Eve for the first time with a group of girls that I love. And what I think I loved so much about riding an Eve and then going to Olympia the next day with my family is that you see the community all in one place. Everyone's happy. Everyone's excited. The kids are beaming. And if you look at the news, nothing's wrong. Everything in Mandeville and everything in Covington went just fine. Everyone had a blast. The local businesses made money off of it. Everyone supported everyone. Everyone was together. I have goosebumps because I realized on Sunday, I'm laying down and I'm like, why do I love Mardi Gras so much all of a sudden? And it's not because they're throwing beads at me, because I didn't bring one bead home. I'm a germaphobe. It's because I like that everyone is outside together in one spot and everyone's happy.
Everyone's
having a good time. The kids are with their friends or with their parents. And it's a happy time. And I love that.
I get the privilege of DJing on one of the floats for Eve, and so being the guy.
What
14, the train. I was on the train.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so
I was
awesome. It was awesome.
I was on 28.
So but I'm a people watcher. Like, I like to.
Me too.
And the crowd is amazing. It was so amazing. So yeah,
everyone's so happy.
Yeah, it's great.
You can throw a 5-cent bead to someone, and they're just like, "Yay, thank you."
I told my wife, I said, you got to ride in a parade just once, just to have that energy of everybody there enjoying life.
Yeah, it's incredible.
So take that perspective and you go, what if we all just live like that
every day? Every day.
What? Like, it's so different of a mentality, and it changes everything. So,
and my favorite thing about the parade, I think, and it gives me goosebumps and it makes me want to cry, is the kids are looking at you and they want something so bad, the little ones. And when you give it to them, you just made their life.
Yep.
Like, it doesn't matter if it's a stuffed animal. It doesn't matter if it's a cool
Right.
bead, if it's something that lights up. When you hand it to them and they realize that you chose them to give it to and their face lights up, it's no better feeling.
Yeah. What's a gift if not worth giving?
Right.
And that's
It's
changes
just,
everything.
it was
Yeah.
the coolest experience. And I told all of my family and friends, I will do it until I can't do it anymore because it's once a
Yes.
year. It's only a couple hours. And it's just so cool to see
Yeah.
everyone
Yes,
around
it
you.
is. We're blessed. A unique community, a unique culture, but amazing all at
Yeah.
the same time.
Yeah,
So,
I was just about to say that. I think St. Tammany is just, it's so unique. It's so,
Yep.
everybody wants to be involved. Everybody wants to help.
Yep.
I feel extremely blessed to have raised our children here. And
me
to
too.
now our
Mhm.
grandchildren are being raised here. And I don't think there's any place better.
I know.
No, and it's funny because we were sitting in front today and
And yet this is
And I'm-
probably going to go statewide. So every other parish is fantastic too.
we love St. Gabriel, everybody.
Yeah.
But
And
sitting in the front today, I was watching you and Mom talk, and then Maddie and I are sitting across from each other. And Maddie and I have been friends since high school, and we were friends with Lainey, still are. I haven't
Yeah.
seen her in forever. Maddie still talks to her all the time.
Yeah.
And then we have Lainey's dad here talking to my mom, and all of this is just,
full circle.
it's
full
amazing, and
circle.
it's because of St. Tammany.
You should be a coach when you're coaching and somebody comes in and it's like, man, that kid looks familiar, and realize, wait, I played ball with his dad.
Yeah.
Like when you're here 40 years, you go, man, it's just it's
my-
amazing. It's
So my
amazing.
brother is a football coach. He played football at, Kevin Pond. He played football at Covington High, went on to play at Louisiana Tech, and then he coached at Covington
Yep.
High for a while.
Absolutely.
Well, full circle moment for him. His oldest son, my nephew Miles,
Mhm.
used to work for us when he was in college. He graduated, and now he has a real job.
Yeah, I get it. Yes.
He's not working for Nini anymore. He has a real job. But the gentleman he's working for, Kevin coached
Oh,
as
wow.
a kicker. And so the whole
Yep.
full circle
Yep.
moment. And
Well, the full
yeah.
circle moment of Matthew getting the same award that Kevin got when he was in
Yes, I think that was cool
Yeah.
It's
too.
really cool. Really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, we're very, very blessed community. Again, I don't take any of it for granted. My son is in the Navy. He's in Guam, and when he's like, "I'm gonna move back to Covington." I was like, "You sure you want to do that? Because I want them to see the world." He's like, "No, Daddy, that's home." Like, I was like,
You
I
know,
get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
I when my kids were little, I used to say all the time, I want them to go out of state to
Yeah.
school. I don't want them to stay in Louisiana. I want them to see the world.
Right.
And then as they got older or became older and they chose to stay home, I'm
Yeah.
so glad they
Oh
did.
yeah. Oh yeah. There's a selfish side of me that I
There
want my kids
is.
close. I get it.
Yes.
So yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
I mean, yes, do I want them to experience the world? But we can experience the world on vacation.
That's right. Yeah.
together.
Then
Together.
Go see it
Together.
and come back. That's all I need you to
Yeah.
do. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Joey, thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for
Thank
joining
y'all
us.
very, very
Thank you
much,
for
y'all.
your commitment to our community, to the children in our community, to making a change, being the intentional person that you are. That's very rare to find.
you.
And
It
we
takes
are
a
so
village.
lucky
Yeah.
to have someone like you impacting the lives of
I
our
appreciate it.
children.
It'll never be about me. It's about all of us. And so, yeah, we want this community to stay this community forever. And that starts with kids.
Yeah.
Well, I second Caroline in saying thank you very much for taking the time to come and
Oh.
sit on the podcast with us.
Of course.
We appreciate it.
Of course.
We absolutely want to do a part 2, part 3, part 4. And I would love to be able for our agency to do something with the Children's
Oh,
Museum.
please. That's
sometime.
amazing. Yeah.
Sponsor it in some way.
If I can have a shameless plug, we are a nonprofit, and we don't do what we do because we bring money in at the door. We do what we do because people want to help.
Right.
And so if there's anybody out there that
Yeah.
wants to
I
help,
know our girls in the back that
Yeah.
represent our under 65 group. So those families and individuals and kids and things like that are under 65 would love to work with you.
No, absolutely.
So we'll
Please reach out.
definitely make that connection.
Yep.
That, and I would also love offline. Let's talk. We have a Medicaid section. We actually have a director of our Medicaid programs. We call them DSNP because it's for the Medicare side, but she also works with under 65. I mean, yes, under 65. I think it would be great to see how we could even try to do something.
Absolutely. I am always willing to work with people as long as you want to help move things forward. Let's move things forward together.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Well,
You.
thank you, Joey.
Yeah.
Thank
For
you.
our listeners, if you have not visited the Children's Museum, go, bring your kids, let them explore, let them learn, see, let them be curious. It's a place that
It is.
will support them and support you as a parent. And I'm so excited to bring
Yeah,
Reese
there's
and
more
see
to
how
do.
we
There's
interact.
programs coming. There's things that's coming down the line that I'm so excited about that I won't get into those details. That'll be part 2.
Yep.
Just say that for part 2 of what
Yes.
those next steps look like.
Yeah. So until next time,
Oh, wait. I need to give a shameless plug. Coffee is from Cured on Columbia.
shout out to Cured.
Yeah, shout out to
They're
Cured.
their number one customer.
Amanda and Anna and the girls.
Love
Coffee's
it.
fantastic. Thank for the Joe today. I needed it.
Thanks for joining us.
Of course.
It was a
Thank
pleasure.
you.
Yes,
Appreciate
thank you.
both of you. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us on the Lagniappe. We hope today gave you the little something extra that you needed. Be sure to subscribe, share this with a friend, and follow us on social at FGIALA for more tools to live well and make the right decisions for your health and future. Until next time, stay golden, stay the course, and never forget, we'll be there for you.